Hi everyone, back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a quick reaction video to a new Newcastle United signing. That is right. The guy has signed that we all thought was going to sign, but you never know in this transfer window. There's been people who apparently are nailed on to sign and go to other clubs. But this lad did not do that. And by the wonder of the internet and magic of this editing software that Mark runs so well, there's a picture of him right now. Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly has signed for Newcastle United on a free transfer from Bournemouth. Now, a little bit about Lloyd Kelly as a player. We've covered him before, and rumour has it, but Lloyd Kelly is only 25 years old, which is a great age for a player. Loads of experience in the Premier League. I think he's played over 150 odd games or whatever it may be in the Premier League. 54 appearances in the Premier League, 120 in the Championship. He's played quite a lot of his games as centre-back, 97 appearances as centre-back, and 85 at left-back. For 14 times he played at left-back last season for Bournemouth. A little bit about Lloyd Kelly. What is he? He's quick, he's strong, he's good in the air, he's great with the ball at his feet as well. Jonathan Woodgate, that's right, one of the best Newcastle United defenders I've ever seen. Anybody that can make Titus Bramble look good is definitely a great player. Jonathan Woodgate called Lloyd Kelly a Rolls Royce of a defender. Now, that is high praise indeed for arguably one of the best defenders Newcastle United has ever had at its football club. So, yeah, Lloyd Kelly on a free is a really good bit of business by the club, especially in an FFP, PSR world where you're handcuffed and you're basically stuck with what you can and you can't do. We've talked about free transfers like this before. Iniacho's another one up front. People have scoffed at that a little bit, but I think Lloyd Kelly is very, very different. You're talking about a steady Premier League player here, experience, quality. Wasn't too long ago he's being linked to clubs like Liverpool and Arsenal before he got injuries, but he's covered, he's played for England through the ranks as well, through the under-20s and under-21s. I think he's been capped 10 times by the under-21s, and I think he adds a lot to the squad. He really fills that gap quite well that Paul Dummett has left, as much as he's been a real kind of club ambassador, I suppose, in many ways. I call him a legend. I think legend's a little bit too far. Seems like a top lad, to be fair, but, been there a long time, injured for most of it. But Lloyd Kelly is a great replacement for that Paul Dummett squad space. And a lot of people have said, he's an upgrade on Dummett. But to be honest with you, he also gives you, I think, good competition for Dan Burn as well. Now, Sven Botman is going to be injured for, the first few months of the season by the looks of it. And I think to have Lloyd Kelly there who can play centre-half, on the left-hand side of a back four, maybe Fabian Schär on the right. Good balance there. He's good on the ball. Left peg, he can fill in at left back if, for whatever reason, there's an issue there at left back. I personally think Lewis Hall deserves that run at left back. I think the end of the season's so strong. I think if he comes back pre-season and works hard, starts the season well, that is Lewis Hall's spot to lose, really. But to have a player who can fill in at left back and at that left centre back in the shape of Lloyd Kelly for free is a really good bit of business. Lloyd Kelly spoke really, really well. Little obviously club announcement video there in the hotel room. He's wearing the number 25 shirt. If you're going to go get the new Adidas shirt with 25, Kelly on the back spoke really highly of the club. Said it wasn't a hard decision for him to come here. He's worked with a manager before. He knows what the manager expects. Eddie Howe spoke really, well and glowingly about Kelly, as you would expect him to do. He's an Eddie Howe type of player. He knows exactly what Eddie Howe expects, and Eddie says he's a very good player. He's accomplished, he's a leader, and that's the kind of players that we need at this football club. A lot of times last season where the squad was stretched. We don't have European football next season, as we all know, but the squad was stretched, and the players who came in maybe didn't have that mentality, didn't have that leadership ability, that ability to calm things down, get the foot on the ball. Lloyd Kelly can do that, and I think Lloyd Kelly will excel in this Newcastle squad, surrounded by some really good players as well. He mentioned it in his interview about Newcastle got players who'd like to bring it out from the back and and play a progressive style of football, and that's Lloyd Kelly's game completely. So I think this is a really good deal. I'm very excited and very happy that the club's got this over the line. I think this one was always going to happen, unlike the Tosun deal, where I think Tosun spoke to Eddie Howe in Newcastle and it sounded promising, but he was maybe edging his bets for something else in his mind that was better in the background. I think Lloyd Kelly had made his mind up about Newcastle pretty much, before his contract was running out at Bournemouth, and he knew this is where he was coming. So it's good to see. I think he'll get a warm reception from Newcastle fans on Twitter and everything else as well. And obviously when he plays at St James's Park or when he's playing in pre-season, he'll get a bit of a taste of that Toon Army love as well. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about Lloyd Kelly. He is our second summer signing alongside Lewis Hall, effectively, who is now a permanent signing, who was a loan last season. So that's two decent defenders to fatten out that defence. It is aging. We talked about that, Schär, Botman, certainly Trips, well over 30. Trippier struggled second half of last season as well. I'm not sure whether we'll have Trips in the black and white shirt next season. I hope we do, for what it's worth. I think he's still a really good player. But if he moves on, and we help balance FFP books. Maybe that will happen as well. But yeah, so that's 2 summer signings already in the bag, and it's only the midway through June, so that's pretty good, especially with a national tournament in the offer as well. James Trafford looks like he could be the third, whether you like that or you don't. I know my opinion on it. As soon as he signs, I will do a reaction video on that as well. But we have got a lot of players, obviously, playing in the Euros in the summer. So I think a lot of these players who are maybe potentially on the move, I don't think much will happen until the Euros or the Copa America are done and dusted. But it should be a busy summer of transfer activity. There's also been word of Newcastle going in for Michael Elise as well, which we'll keep an eye on that, because that could be a huge statement signing if Newcastle pull that one out of the bag. But this is a steady signing for me. It's a sensible signing. This is a lad that I think could go into the starting 11. You know, when Sven Botman's recovering from his injury, you know, he could play left centre back or left back. I think it would be a bit harsh on the whole, but it's nice to have options. You know, if we're going to play against people with pace and you may be worried about Dan Burn getting caught out again, you know, Lloyd Kelly can slip in there and give you that extra bit of speed that you need at the back. So yeah, this is a great signing for me. I'm all for it. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about it. Subscribe if you can, like the video, help the channel grow. We'll be back with some more content soon, especially when there's some more signings announced. Have a great one. We'll catch you later. Cheers.